When the Union abandoned the Norfolk Navy Yard in April 1861, the Confederacy took it over and salvaged the burned-out sunken hull of the U.S. steam frigate Merrimac.
Then the Confederates raised up this perfectly good hull, cut down to the waterline, and began to build an ironclad. Now the water level is here. She was burned to the waterline. They built a skirt around the outside of this that went down about 3 feet underwater. So the skirt could deflect any real force from penetrating the hull. Then on top of that, you would build your deck with some plate iron. They didn't have any shipwrights, or very few, but what they did have was a lot of barn builders. And so what these barn builders really were post and beam men. And in this case, they came in and built mostly oak beams that were about 10 inches by 10 inches square, and they covered the entire sides, front and back. And then on top of that, they laid planks horizontally about 3 inches thick that were then covered with another layer of planks that were about 3 inches thick that were covered by another layer of planks about 3 inches thick. So you've got about 18 inches total, approximately, of thick timbers, and then these others overlaid. Now when you produce bar iron for a railroad rail, you make it in bars about 2 inches thick and about 6 inches wide. And they would then take the bar iron and put it on vertically, a layer, then another layer horizontally, then a last layer vertically again. And of course the skirt was out here. But now what you have is you have 2 feet in essence at your strongest armored points of 6 inches of iron and about 18 inches of wood. This was built at approximately a 40-degree angle. Now this 40-degree angle was just right to deflect shot off when it came in and still allowed you to operate your gun on the inside. This sloping casemate allowed you just enough headroom to be able to man your guns, run them out, fire them, and then reload them and fire again. And you had this sloping armor, which was extremely effective. In essence, your southern ironclads were built in this fashion.
CSS Virginia was the South's first ironclad ram. No wooden ship on Earth could effectively defend against her. Confederate Navy Secretary Stephen Mallory attached CSS Virginia to the James River Squadron and gave the entire command to Franklin Buchanan. On her shakedown cruise, Buchanan would take her directly into battle at Hampton Roads. Someone was going to lose big.
Hold up, gals! Get each other back on! Hold up, gals! Pass another whiskey. With your heads bent, pouring another tipsy. Hold up, gals!